Welcome back to the Deep Dive, your daily dose of UPSC Current Affairs prep. Today is January 8th, 2025, and we've got a lot to unpack. From international banking alliances to the fascinating world of bat migration, and even a new galaxy forming in the cosmic depths. Ready to dive in?
Absolutely. Let's get started.
Okay, so you've been hitting the books, prepping for the UPSC, and staying up to date on current events, right? Well, today's deep dive is going to help you connect the dots between seemingly disparate topics, which is exactly what the UPSC loves to test you on.
That's right. It's all about seeing the bigger picture and understanding how these events and issues relate to the UPSC syllabus.
Exactly. So let's kick things off with a topic that's always relevant for the Polity and Governance section.
Right.
The Armed Forces Tribunal, or AFT. You've probably read about the Supreme Court's suggestion to set up new AFT benches in Jammu and Kashmir and Himachal Pradesh.
That's a significant development. It highlights the growing number of cases emerging from these regions and the need for more accessible legal recourse for our armed forces personnel.
It makes you think about the reasons behind this increase in cases, right? Is it related to deployment patterns, operational challenges, or something else entirely? These are the kinds of questions that can help you delve deeper into the issue and formulate well-rounded answers in the exam.
Absolutely. Understanding the context behind the news is crucial for the UPSC.
Now, for those who need a quick refresher, the AFT is a specialized tribunal under the Ministry of Defense. It deals exclusively with service matters, disputes related to appointments, promotions, pensions, and even appeals from court-martial decisions.
Think of it as a parallel judicial system specifically for the armed forces. This ensures that cases are handled by individuals with expertise in both military law and the unique challenges faced by personnel.
Right. And the composition of the AFT benches with both a judicial member and an administrative member is designed to ensure fairness and a balanced perspective. It's a great example of how the structure of an institution is directly linked to its function.
Exactly. The UPSC often asks questions about the composition and functions of various bodies, so understanding this aspect of the AFT is crucial.
Now let's shift gears to the world of global finance. You might have seen the news about the RBI adding 8 tons of gold to its reserves last month.
That move definitely raises eyebrows. It makes you wonder about India's economic strategy and the role of gold in its reserves.
Right. And this brings us to the World Gold Council, or WGC. This nonprofit organization, made up of the world's leading gold producers, promote the use and understanding of gold in the global market.
They publish a wealth of information, from market trends and demand analysis to insights on gold's role in investment portfolios. This is valuable reading for any UPSC aspirant trying to grasp the complexities of international economics and financial markets.
I was particularly struck by the fact that the WGC pioneered exchange-traded funds, or ETFs. These investment funds, traded on stock exchanges, are often backed by assets like gold. It's a direct link to the financial markets portion of the UPSC syllabus.
It's a great example of how seemingly theoretical concepts from the syllabus can manifest in real-world financial instruments. Understanding these connections is key to scoring well in the exam.
Now let's talk about something that might surprise you. Remember the Net Zero Banking Alliance, or NZBA, that we discussed last week. It's that global initiative pushing banks to align with net zero emissions by 2050.
Yes. It's been in the news lately because several major Wall Street banks decided to pull out of the alliance.
It's a controversial move that raises some important questions. What does it mean for the future of climate-focused finance? Is it a sign of waning commitment from the financial sector? Or are there deeper reasons behind this withdrawal?
The UPSC loves these kinds of multifaceted issues with no easy answers. It's an opportunity for you to analyze the situation, consider various perspectives, and develop your own informed opinion.
Here's another fact that might surprise you. No Indian bank is currently a member of the NZBA.
That's an interesting point. What does this tell us about the Indian banking sector's approach to sustainability and climate change? Is it a matter of differing priorities, regulatory landscapes, or something else entirely?
It's definitely something to think about.
Okay.
Let's bring it back to India for a moment, with a topic that's relevant to both geography and disaster management. You've probably been reading about the Alaknanda River, one of the main head streams of the Ganges.
Yes. The recent study highlighting its vulnerability to landslide-induced dams is a cause for concern.
It's a stark reminder of the powerful forces at play in the Himalayas and the potential for devastating natural disasters. And remember, the Alaknanda isn't just geographically significant. It's also deeply intertwined with the cultural and spiritual landscape of the region, especially with the Char Dham Yatra pilgrimage route.
That's a crucial point. Imagine the impact a major landslide could have, not just on the environment, but also on the cultural heritage and livelihoods of the people living in the region. It really underscores the need for robust disaster preparedness mitigation strategies, something the UPSC might ask you about.
Absolutely, and it's not just about reacting to disasters. It's about proactively identifying vulnerabilities and implementing measures to minimize the risks. Think early warning systems, resilient infrastructure,
Yeah.
and community-based disaster preparedness programs.
It's all about thinking holistically and understanding how natural phenomena, human activities, and cultural practices intersect. Okay, let's switch gears to something a bit more exciting. Technological advancements in India. You've probably heard about the dozer push mining method, a brand new mining technique developed by CSIR-CIMFR.
It's a fascinating development,
Yeah.
especially considering India's vast mineral resources and the need for safer and more efficient mining practices. What struck me is that it's completely unmanned and automated. Essentially, a giant remote-controlled bulldozer carefully extracts the coal. It sounds like something out of a sci-fi movie.
It does, doesn't it? But the implications are very real. This technology has the potential to revolutionize the mining industry. Think about the benefits. Enhanced safety for miners, increased efficiency and productivity, and potentially reduced environmental impact compared to traditional methods.
It makes you wonder if this could be a solution to the problems associated with rat hole mining, that dangerous and often illegal practice that still persists in some parts of India.
It's certainly a step in the right direction. The dozer push method showcases how technological innovation can lead to safer, more sustainable, and potentially more ethical mining practices.
It's something to keep an eye on, especially as India strives to balance economic growth with environmental responsibility. Speaking of responsibility, let's talk about international cooperation in law enforcement. You might have read about the launch of the BR Rat Poll portal in New Delhi.
It's a significant development, signaling India's commitment to strengthening international police cooperation and tackling transnational crime.
From what I understand, Banihal streamlines the process of requesting international assistance through Interpol. Things like issuing red notices for fugitives, sharing criminal information, and coordinating cross-border investigations. It sounds like a game changer for law enforcement agencies.
Absolutely. It brings India in line with global best practices and enhances its ability to collaborate with other countries on critical security issues. And for those of you interested in a career in the Indian Police Service, understanding the role of Interpol and tools like Banihal is essential.
It's a reminder that crime doesn't stop at national borders, and international cooperation is key to maintaining security in an increasingly interconnected world. Okay, let's take a break from the serious stuff and delve into the fascinating world of wildlife. You've probably seen the article about the common nocturnal bat and its unusual migration strategy.
It's a remarkable example of adaptation and resilience in the animal kingdom. These bats, known for their long-distance migrations across Europe, have figured out how to harness the power of nature to their advantage.
They actually ride warm storm fronts to conserve energy during their journeys. It's like they're hitching a free ride on the wind. It makes you wonder how they even figured that out.
It's a testament to the power of natural selection and the incredible ways in which animals adapt to their environment. And for those preparing for the environment and ecology section of the UPSC, this is a great example of how species interact with their surroundings and the strategies they develop to survive.
It also shows that even seemingly insignificant creatures like bats can play a crucial role in the ecosystem. Now, prepare to have your mind blown, because we're going cosmic. Astronomers have discovered a brand new galaxy forming at the tip of something called a tidal tail.
It's a mind-boggling discovery that sheds light on the dynamic processes of galactic evolution and the incredible scale of the universe.
I have to admit, I'm a bit lost here. What exactly is a tidal tail?
Imagine two galaxies colliding, their gravitational forces tugging and pulling at each other. This interaction stretches out streams of stars and gas, creating these long, swirling tails that extend from the merging galaxies.
So it's like a cosmic dance that leads behind these beautiful trails of stars.
Exactly. And what's even more fascinating is that these tails aren't just remnants of a past collision. They're active sites of star formation. It's like witnessing the birth of a new galaxy from the remnants of its parents.
That's incredible. It makes you realize how much we still don't know about the universe and the processes that shape its evolution. Okay, let's bring it back down to Earth, or at least to the realm of economic policy. You've probably been following the developments related to the Production-Linked Incentive Scheme, or PLI.
Yes. The government recently launched the second round of this scheme, specifically for specialty steel. under the name PLI 1.1. It's a continuation of their efforts to boost domestic manufacturing and reduce India's reliance on imports.
From what I understand, specialty steel is a broad category that includes everything from high-strength steel for automobiles to specialized rails for high-speed trains. It seems like a strategic move, considering India's ambitious infrastructure development plans.
Absolutely. PLI 1.1 focuses on incentivizing domestic production of these high-value steel products, which are currently largely imported. The goal is to make India a global hub for specialty steel manufacturing.
And this time around, they've made some key changes to the scheme. Lower investment thresholds, the ability to carry forward excess production for claiming incentives, and even allowing existing companies to expand their capacity. It seems like they're really trying to attract investment and boost production.
These changes are designed to make the scheme more attractive to both domestic and foreign companies. It's all part of the broader Make in India initiative and the push to enhance India's manufacturing capabilities.
It's a great example of how government policies can shape industrial growth and influence the economic landscape. Okay, let's wrap things up with a topic that hits close to home for many of us. Vembanad Lake.
Vembanad Lake, the longest lake in India, a crucial part of Kerala's backwaters, and a site of immense ecological and cultural significance.
It's a beautiful and iconic place, but unfortunately, it's facing some serious challenges. You've probably read about the threats posed by climate change and pollution to the lake's delicate ecosystem.
It's a sad reality that even a Ramsar site, a wetland of international importance, is not immune to the pressures of human activities and a changing climate.
It's a stark reminder that environmental issues are often interconnected. Climate change, pollution, unsustainable development practices, and even population growth can all have a cumulative impact on fragile ecosystems like Vembanad Lake.
And the consequences can be devastating, not just for the environment, but also for the communities that depend on these ecosystems for their livelihoods and cultural heritage.
It makes you wonder if enough is being done to protect these vulnerable areas. Are the current conservation efforts sufficient? Or do we need a more radical shift in our approach to development and environmental management?
These are the kinds of questions that UPSC aspirants should be grappling with. It's about going beyond the surface-level news and understanding the deeper issues at play.
Exactly. Now, before we wrap up this deep dive, let's take a moment to appreciate the fact that Vembanad Lake is a Ramsar site.
It's a designation that comes with a certain level of prestige and recognition, signifying the lake's ecological significance on a global scale.
But it's not just about accolades. Being a Ramsar site also implies a commitment from the Indian government to conserve and sustainably manage the lake.
It highlights the importance of international cooperation and the sharing of best practices to protect wetlands around the world.
It's a reminder that environmental issues often transcend national boundaries and require collective action. Speaking of collective action, earlier we discussed the dozer push mining method and its potential to make mining safer and more efficient.
Yes, it's a promising technology. But like any technological advancement, it's important to consider the potential consequences, especially in sensitive ecological zones.
It makes you wonder if such a method could be implemented responsibly near a fragile ecosystem like Vembanad Lake.
That's a thought-provoking question. While the dozer push method might offer advantages in terms of safety and efficiency, its applicability near a sensitive area like Vembanad Lake would require careful consideration and thorough environmental impact assessments.
It's a reminder that technological advancements should always be balanced with environmental responsibility. We can't afford to prioritize economic growth at the cost of ecological sustainability.
Exactly. It's about finding that delicate balance between progress and preservation.
Well, that was quite a journey, wasn't it? We've covered a lot of ground today, from the intricacies of the Indian judicial system to the vast expanse of the cosmos.
It's amazing how these seemingly disparate topics are all interconnected, reflecting the complexity of the world we live in.
And for our UPSC aspirants, this interconnectedness is key. The exam isn't just about memorizing facts. It's about understanding the relationships between them, analyzing different perspectives, and forming your own informed opinions.
Exactly. The UPSC is looking for individuals who can think critically, connect the dots, and see the bigger picture.
So as you continue your UPSC preparation, remember to delve deeper into the issues we've discussed today. Explore the resources we've mentioned, like the World Gold Council's reports or the details of the Ramsar Convention. Don't just take our word for it. Do your own research and form your own conclusions.
That's right. Active learning is crucial for success in the UPSC exam. And don't forget to stay updated on current events. Make it a habit to read newspapers, magazines, and online articles regularly.
Absolutely. The more you expose yourself to diverse sources of information, the better equipped you'll be to tackle the UPSC exam. And remember, we're here to help you along the way.
Be sure to subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so you don't miss out on our future deep dives into the world of current affairs.
And don't forget to share this episode with your fellow UPSC aspirants. Let's spread the knowledge and support each other on this challenging but rewarding journey.
Now, before we sign off, we'd like to leave you with a thought-provoking question to ponder. We talked about the RBI increasing its gold reserves and the potential implications for India's economic strategy.
So here's the question. With the global landscape shifting so rapidly, what role do you think gold will play in shaping India's economic future?
It's a complex question with no easy answers. Consider the factors influencing global gold demand, the potential impact on currency valuations, and India's position in the international financial system.
We encourage you to do your research, analyze the situation, and share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to hear your perspectives.
Until next time, keep learning, keep exploring, and keep striving for excellence.